Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to get through a couple of different news stories. Argentina taking up some of the slack from the China trade war with the cost, and the cost is on their crush capacity that they hold, and they're a significant crusher in the world, and they do hold ending stocks as well. So it's a chicken and the egg, I guess, a little bit. The expectation is that they are going to be um, uh, hoping for this trade war to end, especially if you're a crusher, because the product is going out of the country without actually getting crushed, and the value added is in the crush, of course. Um, Here I'm just showing just some of the numbers of the Argentina crush capacity. They are basically here, but if the expectation is there going down this coming year with China being number one crusher because they're the number one buyer of beans, and then the United States with their renewable fuel program, they're still increasing in their crush capacity. Brazil, because they produce so many beans, they are crushing, of course, just for domestic and some export as well. But Argentina does have a huge crush capacity, and you can see here they do have stocks that could get chewed up here. You can see that they would be, if it's going to have a pull, it might pull even harder from these other countries, especially if China gets stubborn and not wanting to do business with U.S. at all. And China does have ending stocks as well. So keep that in mind as well. Sask crop report. Harvest is currently at 53% as the report came out yesterday. And the 5-year average is around 73 with the 10-year around 62. So here's just a graphic there. You can see canola is now at 21% harvested, and your spring wheat at 56, your durum 65, your oats 43, and barley at 68. Yeah. So here's another story that could or is developing. You can see that there's a fair bit of drought happening in these corn, soybean growing areas, and if they're not full mature, you're actually pinching yield. So the big crops get smaller. In this case, you got drought coming in a significant way on the corn and soybeans. Basically almost doubling doubling on the corn, from 13% the previous week to 25, and then the soybeans from 22 to 36. Where does that put the beans? Where are they? I would say, and this is just a different way to look at who's got them and what percent. So this is a percent of their normal production for the United States. So Illinois is number two, and it's 56% of it's in drought. There's harvest going on, but if any green product on the corn still might be filling the ear. Will we be impacting yield? So you got Indiana, Kansas, and Ohio. Ohio is at 94%. And you can see there's a shift to who's number one here. So Illinois is number one on the beans, and they're 65% drought. Now, if there's still green stuff, there's a problem. So you can see in the top 10 or whatever, I'm going to say the top six, there's four of them that are in drought at 50% or better, or close to 50% or better. So Ohio, that has the target of being 94% drought, looks like rain might be coming to you. Here's your rain showers right now. You got the Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or Manitoba U.S. border, a little bit of rain showers happening there. And here's the next few hours. You can see more showers actually skirt across Manitoba and over into Ontario. This is just the GFS against the European model, and you can see that there's some opening up versus even yesterday. These models didn't coincide. There's a little bit more open harvest, and you can see that here with the relative humidity, and we're looking for the yellow, and as we move through in time, there's still some drying opportunities, which would mean harvest opportunities. And farmers are pretty resilient. They're going to get harvest in any opportunity that they can. We don't have a huge window in Western Canada. Oil seeds, canola is trading up a little bit, and I think that's in sympathy with the rapeseed, European rapeseed. But rapeseed had a pretty strong day yesterday, and you got to remember that they're post-harvest and they are about to plant. So you get this European rapeseed actually starting to rally, like all the other winter wheats are all trying to give us a rally off the bottom here. And it's actually planting season for those crops. So just keep that in mind. So the post-harvest rally is actually a planting rally for the winter seeded crops. And rapeseed primarily is a winter crop and just about all the other wheats except for the spring wheat that we currently grow and some of the CPSs, but basically everything, just about everything is fall planted. Here's your canola. You can see here that we've got this pullback with a wave expectation to maybe get out of some of those positions right at that 603. There's very strong possibility with the full harvest pressure we'll get back down to the 580, and that might not even hold. We could get down to 560. Now, I guess the caveat is how strong will the European market be to encourage planting there. Here's your soybean oil, a little bit of a pullback there. Your soybeans is still kind of holding out there. This is a pretty good area that it's holding out. It's still a good place to be pricing any old crop beans in here. You get your 12 something beans I would be selling in there, especially with our problems in the prairies of the export market. It is basically now and very dried up come spring. Crude palm oil futures. You can see that it's been trading sideways, and some of this, that's maybe an okay thing as it's trading sideways. That means it's at least at the top end of the range. Could be very supportive for other oil seeds. Canadian dollar has pulled back from its resurgence to get to that trend line, and it just keeps on pushing down slowly here. There's no big moves even on the U.S. dollar, but the U.S. dollar does have some impact on the Brazilian real, and it's still in favor to buy U.S. Beans over Brazil at these higher values here. Have a look at wheat. It's trading sideways, and still that's a positive sign. That means that you're creating a stronger bottom here as well. But we've been fooled with this before, so it's still caution, but I think we're creating a bottom here. See this bottom that we're creating here, even on the Kansas. Same thing with Chicago and your European wheat as well. And all of these wheats, except for the first slide, are all winter seeded crops. So they're trying to create a planting rally. Here's your corn futures. Nice move up, still within the channel. Definitely should be a seller if we get into the top end of that range there. Live cattle, I think there's a cattle feed report later today. So we're consolidating, kind of going sideways on both the feeder and the cattle futures. And hogs just keep on trading at some of these highs, and it looks like to me that there is maybe a bit of a shift of some consumption going over to pork rather than the expensive beef. Next report is the USDA September 1 stocks on September 30th. That's all I have for you today.